Hello, Magic Muses. Welcome back to As Above, So Below Healing Tarot. For those new here, my name is Tiffany. So this is going to be a reading for the collective. So all signs for Aquarius season. We're going to see what's happening. So we have Saturn moving out of Pisces into Aries on February 13th. So that is a really, really big one that is going to really push the collective into a more assertive, but also dropping into discernment and dropping into discipline on the direction of where we are going. So we've moved out of the clouds and into a more, I feel like there's going to be a radical shift that is going to be taking place. So let's see what's going on. All right. Earth. Yep. Got that. Capricorn. So Saturn rules Capricorn and this is Earth. So this is grounding and the discipline that I was talking about. So Aquarius season is also about grounding the information that you are getting into a more realistic approach. And you have spiritual cleansing at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah. So and anytime a big transit moves, it's always a great time to do some cleansing. So it's also a great time to do some reflecting. So if you journal, that will really help to get all of the information out on paper to where you can see it. And it also helps to just process and filter through things. So if you have had, kind of a big uproar or a big cycle that is now coming to an end, you're really going to feel the effects of that. So all right, and we have the Audacity deck. We're going to see what's coming out here for the collective. All right, the moon. Yes, so this is the card of Cancer. So if this is a big karmic cycle that is coming to an end, particularly for Cancers, you're going to feel this. It's going to be intense and it's going to feel almost like a weight is starting to fall off. So the more that you invest in your self-development, your growth, the more you are going to feel expanded. And the moon is all about illumination too, illumination and vulnerability. So I really feel like a lot of you are shifting out of a particular personality or some behaviors that you have carried with you for survival, and now it's really starting to, you're working on moving into a thriving era. So whether that is, getting your finances in order, or you have a new idea that you are implementing into a business, whatever that is, this is a very practical approach, but using the innovation from Aquarius to get it into the actual 3D realm. That's really what I'm feeling here. All right, Spirit, what else is going on for the collective? For Aquarius season, we have emotional loss. Yeah, so something pertaining to emotions here is really big. And again, if this is something that you are closing out with somebody or with friendships, whatever, there's a big, I feel, resurgence happening for the collective right now. And Aquarius is the 11th zodiac sign, and it is the precursor to Pisces, and Pisces is the last one. So that is really wrapping up a big astrological cycle. So if you're feeling the effects of the emotional loss, I feel like you're also beginning to process a lot of that, and you're starting to feel how this has affected you in a deeper way, collective. And it's also looking at the blind spots, and you're looking at how this has shaped you from, years up into this point. I really think that you are illuminating your heart. You have choose wisely at the bottom of the deck here. So some of you may be having options pertaining to the heart space, pertaining to, should I choose this person, or should I choose that person, or should I choose this job, that job, whatever. But this is taking the time to choose from a balanced state, not from a space of needing or really clinging on to a past version of you. So, all right, we are going to see what is going on a bit deeper for the collective. I had the Light Seers Tarot here. So, let's get into this. All right. Okay, you have the moon twice here. So, double emphasis on Cancer. So, a lot going on in the inner stirring. So I feel like some of you may be dealing with losing people who have not treated you the best. People who have, I think, used your emotional intelligence against you. And that it feels like you're in a really vulnerable space. So this is moving from, being wounded, being hurt, being in a victim space. And you're like, okay, yes, this has happened, but how can I pick myself up out of this? How can I move away from feeling defeated and feeling low? Where can I reclaim my power back? How can I pick myself up and move into a cycle that is better suited for me, where I'm going to feel more connected and more whole? And since we do have the moon twice here, this is looking at the shadow and the light. So piercing into, possibly where have these relationships hindered me? Where have I began to give pieces of myself away? And where can I not do that anymore? This is being very clear with what's going on in the emotional space. This can also have to do with fears too. So possibly fears of moving on without somebody, or moving into a cycle where, maybe you do fear being happy. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I think that this is really showing you the areas where you are possibly needing more attention, collective. And it seems like it is really surrounding the heart space. So let's go a bit deeper. Two of Cups, the Hierophant, and then what else is here? Okay, yeah, okay. Then you've got the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. So I think that you guys are making a clear-cut decision to leave this cycle behind, to leave a committed relationship, something that has kept you in. I'm feeling like perhaps this is leaving you in a space of fear, of neglect, of hypervigilance. And you have the Two of Cups, you have the Hierophant, and you have the World card here. So the World indicates a closing out of a cycle, closing out of a karmic loop. And perhaps you have been dealing with a Taurus, or you are a Taurus. Put this where it goes. These are just the energies that are popping up here. So, but there's something to do with unprocessed emotions surrounding some sort of committed relationship. And if you're not releasing the relationship in its entirety, this is releasing any sort of behaviors, any sort of, I'm hearing limerence, anything that has caused you to have an unhealthy attachment style. And you're looking at the ways that you connect with others. And it's also seeing where your needs are or are not being met, collective. And that's hard. That can also like dive into inner child work, looking at your specific wounds and diving deep on that. The moon is all about shining the light on the shadow and the subconscious. So I think that you are being asked to illuminate those dark spaces and to close out any sort of cycle that is not resonant with you anymore. And that can be painful because it can feel like you're leaving people behind. But this is really about outgrowing what's not meant for you anymore, collective, and that's okay. Change is the only constant in this world. And there are going to be relationships who come in and out of your life. And this can also be pertaining to a work relationship too. So if there's anything that is not resonant with who you are or who you are becoming, you are letting it go. And that shows that you are open for growth, which is beautiful. All right, Spirit, what else is going on for the collective? You have bird perched, waiting for news, package, or letter. Yes, so you may be waiting for something that is, I'm seeing like approval. You've been approved for, a loan, or you've been approved for a job, something like that. Like you're waiting for something that is going to help move you into a different direction from where you have been. I also feel like you're calling your power back. You're calling your energy and your power back, and you're embracing peace, which is beautiful. You have the beetle, good fortune. Yeah, so looking at the bright side of things, looking at things from a view of expansion, and instead of like looking back in the past and saying, why did this all happen to me? It's saying, yes, these things have happened. Life is painful, but I'm choosing prosperity. I'm choosing growth. I'm choosing success because I deserve that. I think there's been a huge level of development and growth for you that you are just now starting to implement. So you have broken ring, parting of ways in either romance or business. Yeah, so this is breaking cycles, cutting things off that are not suited for you anymore. And you have 4-leaf clover, great or good fortune. Yeah, so by doing that, the universe is rewarding you with bigger and better things suited for your soul. Okay, let's see. Spirit, what are some advice for a collective? Let it go. Yeah, I'm really speaking to somebody who is in the process of leaving an emotional connection behind. And this is really painful. It brings up a lot of energy surrounding, perhaps you had really good memories with somebody and you're remembering all of the good times, but I feel like you have grown into a more mature version of you, and deep down that your soul is not going to be able to carry this with you. And if you did, it will be prolonging it'll be pushing your abundance even further down the road. And then you have faith. Yeah. It's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay, yet still you must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. Yeah, so letting go of the past version of you that connected with somebody or something. And yes, it may have served you in the past, but now your soul is calling to be elevated, to bring in new things that are going to be more suited for you, collective. So, all right. If this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down in the video what you are leaving behind. I would love to, kind of vibe with you guys on that. I do reply to every comment, so it would really, really help the channel. So, all right, guys, I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful Aquarius season, and I will see you on the other side. Blessed be.